Hey gang, Michael Lush again, President and CEO of Replace Your Mortgage and also Replace University. Because there's more to replace your mortgage, or I'm sorry, the other way around. There's more to replace your university than replace your mortgage. Easy for me to say. In fact, if it's hard for you to understand and I can't even explain it, that's how confusing we made it. But anyways, Replace University, there's more to us than just replace your mortgage. We also get into replace your bank, infinite banking concepts, replace your employer, how to start earning semi-passive income so that you have the right at some point to say, hey, maybe I don't want to come work for you anymore. Maybe I'd make more money over here doing my own thing, spending my own vacation time. I don't need your permission, blah, blah, blah. That's replace your employer. And replace your dollars offense, how to take this money that we have saved via replace your mortgage and replace your bank and now start playing some offense with replace your dollar. So more to us than just replace your mortgage, but I know why you're here, so let me get right into it. This may surprise you. The average checking account earns around 0.17%. 0.17%, okay? Don't let that decimal confuse you. That's less than 0.25% in interest, right? Think of any other investment vehicle that you put money into. If they told you, hey, I'm going to get 0.17%, would you sign up for it? No, we wouldn't. And I get it. You're not looking at your checking account as an investment vehicle, but you should. And here's why. Because inflation is not normal over the last, let's say 6 years, 6 to 8 years, right? Probably more than that because the government just keeps printing more money. They like, you know what? Things cost more, we'll just make more of it, right? Not more of the products and services, more of the dollars to pay for it. So the average inflation calculated over the last 100 years is 3.3%. And so you may think of your checking account as, an asset. I got 10 grand in there, I got 20 grand, I got 50 grand, I got 100 grand, I got $1 million. I hate to say this because we work so hard for what's in there, is the more you have in there, the more of a liability you have. Let me explain why. If you're getting 0.17%, but outside of fees, because banks will also charge fees for hanging on to your money, right? So that is technically a contract that the bank has you sign when you open up an account with them, that you're giving them your money, and the contract in return on average is 0.17%. That's a liability for the bank. But let me first start why it's a liability for you. Because of inflation at 3.3%, let alone the last 6 to 8 years, where one could probably argue if we looked at a graph, it's double that. Maybe even, I know at one point it was triple that. During 2021 to 2024, the peak was a little over 9% inflation, right? But let's just look at 100 years, 3.3%. Hopefully things start coming back down into a normal range. And so far, they have definitely come down below 3%, but that's still not the average, 3.3%. So let's just stick with that number. 0.17 over here, 3.3% over here. Think of your dollars as employees. Not only are they sleeping on the job, some of them aren't even showing up to work to even take a nap, right? Your money is moving backwards. What would you do if you owned a company and you have employees and they're sleeping on the job? You get rid of them, right? You'd replace them with something that works harder and is more efficient. But that difference between 0.17 and 3.3% is a negative rate of return of 1,841%. So think of your checking account as that investment vehicle. And what you're getting is a guaranteed negative rate of return of 1,841%. And you're like, where in the world does that number come from? And I think it's important for you to understand where that number comes from, and then the light bulb will go off as to why banks are so profitable. Think of 17 cents. How many times can you chop up $3.30 and fit 17 into it? All right, because we get confused when we look at 0.17% into 3.3% because of that percentage symbol. If we take that and put a denomination on it, pennies and dollars, 17 cents into negative $3.30, now the light bulb goes off. Oh my goodness, imagine putting $1 into something and it moved backwards 18, 19-fold, right? That's a negative rate of return. That's what your dollars are doing in a checking and savings account. So that's why it's a liability. Where else could we putting that? Obviously, what we preach is into a home equity line of credit. Bypass the banks altogether. Don't get a checking account, savings account. And I'm not necessarily saying close the ones that you have. I'm just saying stop funding them. Stop putting money into it. Now a HELOC has all the components that a checking account does: online bill pay, overdraft protection, ATM withdrawals. So you got access to cash, already mentioned online bill pay, transfers, wires, all this stuff. Everything that you do in a checking account, you have the exact same capability inside of a home equity line of credit. But now your dollars are forcing the principal balance down every single day that you put money in there. And because it's simple interest, it's recasting automatically every single day for free, which is a fancy word of saying your new interest charges drop every time the principal drops, which is what you'll see with people with a home equity line of credit. You can't get a lower minimum payment than a home equity line of credit, especially with the strategy that we teach, because we're forcing all of our income and reserves into it, which suppresses the balance, which means our minimum payment drops every single month. I mean, I've had people start off with a minimum payment well over $3,000 because they were borrowing, upper hundreds of thousands, if not seven figures worth of capital from a bank in the form of a home equity line of credit. And then they're a couple of years in and they're like, my minimum payment's a couple $100, right? Compared to a mortgage. So you get, not only do you have that flexibility, but let me also go back to why your checking account is a liability to the bank and how we have to reframe how we think of these dollars, because the bank understands it. And this is why they're so profitable, because your negative 1,841% return is their positive 1,841% return. Because what did they do with your dollars? They didn't just sock it somewhere and let inflation eat it up. No, what do? They understand velocity of money. So they're taking your dollars and lending it out to other people, and sometimes even yourself. You're literally getting sometimes your own money back that you gave them at 0.17%, but you're getting it back in the form of a 6, 7, 8% mortgage. That's how they make thousands of a percent rate of return. That's why I'm here in Nashville, tallest building downtown. Isn't it Pinnacle, tallest building? I don't know. It's up there. Tallest building, Pinnacle. It's one of the largest banks here in Tennessee. You drive further south, you finally get to Birmingham. Guess what the tallest building is? You got Regions and Wells Fargo and all these other banks down there. They own the tallest buildings in every major city because they're massively profitable. So why aren't we thinking like them? Because if we think like them, then we can earn like them. So stop treating your checking account and your savings account as an asset and start treating it like the liability it is, and start waking those dollars up and give them a job so they can be more productive for you even when you don't have to work. You could be in the middle of the night, it's midnight to 6 a.m. You're not working, you're sleeping. Guess what your dollars are doing? They're still working for you. That's what banks understand. And that's what we are trying to get Americans to understand as well, that we too can play that game. It's not just the banks and institutions that get to participate in that. This is still a free country. We as sovereign citizens have the ability to do the exact same thing. We have all the same tools that they do. Now, are there some that are incredibly fancy when you have millions of dollars? Yes, but that's okay. We have to start somewhere. Now, if you've liked this video, please subscribe. A lot of people watch this video, and not just the video, but our channel, and they're not subscribing, they're repeat offenders. Please hit the subscribe button. It massively helps us grow the channel and also produce more content for you. This is not free. You got, expensive camera here, expensive employee over there, expensive office space and studios here. So every time you hit subscribe button, it's free to you, but it's actually putting money in our coffer so we can continue spreading the truth and sharing our information of value to you as well for free right here on YouTube, Facebook, wherever you're watching this. So again, subscribe if you like this.